What's up, everybody? This is Lyle with No Hippie Barbecue. I've been trying to eat just a little bit better these days, and one of my favorite light dishes is a dish that my wife turned me on to a while back. It's a Middle Eastern dish called Tabouli. It's one of my favorite recipes. I want to share this with you. Why don't you come on in and see what my ingredients are, and then we'll get whipping it together. What we're going to be using for this, pretty simple. We're going to need some Bulgar wheat, olive oil. I'm using flat leaf parsley, but I've used all different kind of parsley, so whatever you'd want on that. Shallots, tomatoes, fresh mint, green onions. I've also done with this with red onions as well, and cucumber and lime juice. So I'm going to get this stuff prepped up. Now, one of the things when we prep this is we're going to want to have some pretty decent knife skills on this, so we're going to want this stuff kind of chopped up pretty finely. So when I'm done with that, we'll pick it up. In case I didn't mention it earlier, this Bulgar wheat that I'm using is a whole grain red wheat that's been parboiled, dried, and ground. So it doesn't really take much to cook. What I'm going for is, I'm going to go for a little bit more. I'm about a little bit more than a quarter cup on that. And all we need to do is, this water is boiling, and I just need to add that to it. It's going to soak up that water. So that's going to be doing its thing while I finish up on these vegetables. These are pretty much our ingredients. So if we get to it, you know, I have extra thinly sliced green onions. Same thing with the shallots. Kind of a rough chop on the parsley and the mint. Now the cucumbers, what I did was I peeled about half of each one of them, so there's skin on about half of those. Tomatoes, I used Roma tomatoes. Use whatever you want, but those are pretty finely chopped. Now really the wheat is still over there kind of soaking everything up, so now we just have to get down to this kind of sauce that goes over it, and I will have the exact instructions in the description. So anyway, that's olive oil and lemon juice. We're just going to add a little salt and some pepper. Another optional ingredient that you can add to this is, I like to go a little heavy on the pepper. You can also add garlic to it, but if I eat raw garlic, I'll end up smelling like that for like the next 5 days, so I'm going to go without that. So this is our sauce. If we need to make any adjustments, I'll make those, but that looks kind of good to me. The wheat's probably going to take about another 5 minutes to soak everything up, and then it's pretty simple. We just throw everything in and kind of blend it in, and that's a done deal. So one thing I did do when we were off camera was I did go ahead and double up on this wheat. My recipe in the description is just going to be for the normal batch, but I figured since I'm trying to eat better, I might as well have more of this stuff on hand. So anyway, now it's going to be just as simple as adding these ingredients into the Bulgar wheat. And I'm going to eyeball some of this stuff. Once I mix it in, I may add a little bit more. I'm going to leave some of that out. Alright, let's go ahead and give this a stir. You know what, that's looking good. I'm going to go ahead and add all of the ingredients I have left. Now I'm telling you, this is a hippie recipe, but I'm telling you that this is some good stuff right here. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my olive oil, lemon juice, salt, and pepper to it. And this wheat is going to soak this stuff up. So it may not look like a lot now, but it really gets in there. And you can always add more down the road. Now, I like this stuff kind of cool. So what I'm going to do before I get to this taste test is I'm going to throw it in the refrigerator for a couple hours and let it cool down and let those flavors kind of come together, and go from there. Tabouli has had a chance to sit in the refrigerator for about 3 hours. This taste test is almost a foregone conclusion. This is the perfect recipe if you're looking for something that's a little bit lighter, that still has a lot of flavor. Anyway, let me go on in and finish this taste test. It's hard for me to explain what this tastes like if you haven't tasted it, but all those flavors coming through, cucumbers, lemon juice, all the parsley, everything is just coming together in this. I highly suggest that you give this thing a shot. Anyway, thanks for stopping by No Hippie Barbecue. Comment, subscribe, and I'm out.